Okay, and record to the cloud.
Boom.
We're back.
Bam.
We are back.
Hey guys,
Everybody, we are back. It's happening. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
happy
Mars,
anniversary, guys!
thank you.
100 shows.
100
Mars,
shows,
Mars,
100 months.
we wouldn't have made it to 100 without you.
That's true.
Oh,
True.
that's
One
too much.
of the 3 times on our show, now the fourth.
Yeah, you're
Two
right.
times
Yeah, it would only be 97 if I hadn't been on.
Exactly. You helped us make it to triple digits.
Right.
That was amazing. We are back. Okay, everybody, I've gotten so many comments. I'm letting people know. Christian, you take it away. I'll come back.
Yeah,
I want to just make
Mars,
sure
so,
everybody.
wow, there's so many things that I could ask you about. And I was just chatting a little bit about how you approached like the narrative of the film. Did you think about what you wanted to lead with? And, you know, I mean, when I think about my impression of you as an artist, I may say, oh yeah, Mars the illustrator, or Mars the musician, or Mars the artist. Do you have like a particular way that you like think about your art?
Well, on my Instagram, I say illustrator / musician. They're kind of equal, you know. I make more money as an illustrator nowadays, but in the past it was sort of a balance, I guess.
Do you find that your illustrations, do you find them to be lyrical at all? Do you see a musicality to your drawings and vice versa? Do you hear
yeah,
or you know?
totally. I think that's perceptive because I often describe making a drawing as me trying to deal with composition, rhythm, harmony, texture, all those things, and they all apply to music as well. So I do think in formal terms, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
yeah,
if I'm trying to balance the song, the composition of a song, I'm in the same way I'm trying to balance a drawing on the page.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I opened the show with saying how much, and I've told you this many times, but an influence you've made on me as just an overall artist. And when you just describe that in terms of the lyrical musicality to the art, that is something I can feel. And I think it is a reason that I connect so much to it. But I also was saying this to you is that you are such a big part of New York City for me. I feel like you capture the energy, the movement, the comedy, the tragedy, the loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like all of it encapsulates New York City, but in terms of songwriting, that's what a great song is too. Um, I just want to say thank you for that. But
Yeah, I
in
mean
terms of
that's
watching,
well, if I could just
the
jump in.
actual chronological movement of your work, it was really cool to see the change. And
Yeah,
like,
I think it was for me also, you know,
yeah,
putting it
yeah,
together, you know, seeing high school work all the way up till now. I mean, I don't know what you guys see. I'm curious because I
yeah.
see, I guess it does get better, but there are probably some constants too. I'm not sure.
I mean, I see
Yeah.
a lot of constants. The one constant I wanted to return to real quick before we jump into the art piece is New York, clearly, like in song and in illustration. But when I think about, I'm not an illustrator, and I have a beginnings of a song career, a musical career, but we won't get to that now. But they seem like such different artistries in the sense that making an illustration is more of like a solo activity. It's not necessarily always done live. It's something that kind of lives forever. Music, it seems like you were doing a lot more of a collaboration. You were doing a lot more kind of live performances and stuff like that. And so do you see like a crossover? I mean, do you find just there are different outlets for you as a performer, as an artist?
Yeah, the one big difference, I think you just hit on it, is that with drawing, it is a isolated solo pursuit. And then I think I was craving an audience, like most performers might. And so that's what led me to want to learn guitar, to want to be on a stage, just to have applause or to hear it, something like that, something as basic as that.
I mean, the through line for me in terms of your art is that there's a lot of people, and you focus on you capture, not focus, but you capture human behavior and moods and dynamics in a way. And I thought that like your interest in the dictionary of cultural literacy, like I have so many questions around that. Like, when was that book written? First of all, like, do you have any idea?
I don't know how. I mean, it's probably like a book from the 80s or 90s. I have it. I can check. Yeah, but just it's interesting. Yeah,
it's so interesting because I mean, because when I'm like, of course he studied something like that, because in a way you're an anthropologist in the sense that you capture mores and attitudes, and your paintings capture traditions to a certain degree of walking and experiencing life. At the same time, thinking about learning and familiarizing yourself and anchoring your art in cultural literacy at some point. At this moment of time, it sounds like now in the zeitgeist, we're hearing a lot more about cancel culture and kind of like this interplay between what is the status quo,
yeah,
and what you show is kind of normal. And I mean, does that interplay or contrast, do you have any thoughts on cancel culture right now?
Well, I guess I would take it on a case-by-case basis. If you could ask me specifically, maybe. But yeah, I mean, culture and literature has been a big interest of mine. I've always wanted to somehow try to understand everything, and behind every culture there is the arts, and understanding. And that book was interesting to me because it just had it was a dictionary, like it said, of cultural literacy. So it would just list things like, am I my brother's keeper? That's a phrase, right? And in order to, it was just sort of listed as, because we're a Judeo-Christian society, I guess, in the West. So therefore that phrase is supposed to be familiar, and it was nice to have it all in a dictionary, in a book, That was in the religious section. And then they had other sections. I should show it to you.
I would love to see it. I would totally.
Yeah, I'm sure there's parts of it that are outdated or something now. I don't know.
We have a question here. Amy Sloniker says, "Hi, Marcellus.
Hi, Amy.
Did you have any favorite comic strips or comic books as a kid? And are you a fan of any particular comic books still?"
Oh yeah, I'm big now on alternative comics, and which means like more literary type comics that tell stories. I don't know if that's the right phrase. Alternative comics. I don't know if that's even a valid phrase anymore. But when I was young, I just was obsessed with Mad Magazine. So that, I don't know, that taught me a distrust of authority. But I loved the art, and my friend Scott Dickers and I just memorized all of the artists' names and even the writers' names. We loved that magazine.
And that, right there, Scott Dickers and you really are you are one of the inspirations, because I read in Scott's book for he ended up creating The Onion. And I feel like you guys started something together. Was that a comic book, or what was it that
Oh
you
yeah,
guys...
we drew together all the time. We made little books, we just slavishly copied Mad Magazine and tried hard to be our own artists, And yeah, Scott went on to do The Onion, and that's really cool. And we had, our paths had diverged by then, but we're still in touch. We're still friends.
But you guys were friends in high school, or?
No, before that, 5th grade, 6th grade.
Wow. That's so cool. I've been to Marcellus's home, his childhood home. At least you were there when you were in high school, at the least, right?
Yeah.
and there was a giant mural on the wall. First of all, one of my favorite things about Marcellus was he was a DJ in college and he had a reggae show, which I think says a lot. Even in your music, I feel it. I know it. I can hear it. I can hear the reggae beat. I can hear the language.
Yeah, I love the way
Um,
reggae is like subtracts a lot of sound, and there's a lot of empty space, and it's rhythmic. I mean, I love that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
but at that time, when I was doing that, reggae was really all the rage, you know. In
Oh no, I know. I mean, it's.
I wasn't doing
I'm still a
anything
big
new.
I'm still a big fan, so I hope you. I mean, I'm a fan, so I
Yeah,
get it and I hear it, and like it's influenced all of us in some way. But for you, like the way you influenced me too, is like a style of singing, which is like speaking to a rhythm that, I mean, you could call it rap if you want, but
that's what
it's
I
the
call it.
Marcellus rap, you know? Marcellus' own style of rap. But anyway, you had a high school mural in there, and it was Bob Marley. And then wait, who was the other guy in that mural in
It
your
was
home?
who painted it with me, or who the other people in the mural.
Who are the other people in the
Yeah.
mural?
My friend painted it with me, but there was Bob Marley, there was Elvis Presley, and Bob Dylan, and Big Youth, um, the reggae artist, and
Awesome.
I think oh, and this will tell you how deep we were into it. They're highly Selassie. the
Oh wow.
Wow.
we were just copying album covers and painting on this wall.
Sure.
My mom said, "Go ahead." And so we just took this paint, and so the mural stayed up for years, and I think it's still up. My parents just sold the house, and I don't know, the new owner apparently liked it or something.
It's still up. I love it.
It's so
Hopefully we get some
cool.
new
It's so
pics.
cool. I have one detail from, there were so many details in this story, right? Like the hitchhiker story kills me. I've heard it before, but it's so good, and the illustrations, you feel like you were there. But the question was about the obnoxious names for your band that you were coming up with. The one was wage slaves, was that one? And
Yeah.
the other was Marcellus Hall and the other musician. I think they're both really good.
Okay, maybe we could do it. Yeah.
They're so Marcellus Hall. They're so Marcellus Hall in the best way, in that someone else will want to use those names.
Yeah.
But I was going to talk about your sense of humor. Where do you think you got it? What do you? Where does it come from? Like influences, or who? You know, because you are so funny.
I
Um,
think
yeah.
if whatever sense of humor I have, I can't be so objective about it as you might want me to be. But I think Mad Magazine, like I said earlier, just gave me a sarcastic, sardonic look at the world, and that whatever. Maybe I still have that. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you always ask questions. Like you're a person that asks questions, and I think you don't. Just to give my analysis of you, Marcellus, is like you ask questions, and uh, you don't always make assumptions that most people do. I
Hmm.
don't know if I'm making that up, but I feel like that's your curiosity, your inquisitive sense, and like I think
Yeah.
Magazine, I
I,
can see the connection.
yeah.
You
I
know,
always feel like you know, you could make an argument uh, both ways for something. I
right,
mean, you can
right.
make a pretty good argument for both ways. And I'm not saying they're both right, but it's worth it to explore the other side.
Hmm.
Yes,
I
and
mean,
he does do that. Oh, Christian, you want to read this question here?
Yeah, I have that
Yeah, a
question. I mean,
question.
I something that gravitated towards me in the documentary, and we do have a question here, but was the whole notion around kids have answers. And
oh,
that was interesting. I just was curious as to why. We can circle back to that. Here's a question from one of our viewers, Mia Young, is, do you know immediately how something is going to manifest itself via song or visuals, or do you have a process by which you decide? Do you want me to
um,
repeat it?
That's Mia. Hi, Mia.
yeah, hi
Mia
Mia.
Jung.
Long time, Mia. I
How I
Pandemic
met
time, Mia.
Marcellus.
yeah, pandemic. Um, yeah, I mean, that seems like a two-part question. Like, do I visualize what the song or the painting is going to look like ahead of time, and do I have a process to get there? I don't think I know exactly what things will look like, but I often have an idea, and I have just through lots of experience know which guardrails to avoid, or to stay on the path that will lead me to where I think I want to go. And then there's happy accidents that I always appreciate. And so I have a looseness about the way I go about things that I think hopefully will yield happy accidents. But in terms of my process, yeah, I think there's just an aesthetic, that I've developed over the years. So like, I hate orange, so I won't use it, I don't hate it, but there's certain green I hate worse, but
Oh wow,
that is good to know. I'm not going to wear my green turtleneck next time I see you. My
yeah,
goodness.
because I'll just hate you then. Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't say red.
Do you throw anything away? Do you save all your happy accidents, your drafts, your scraps? Are they all you return to them?
I just throw away the bad things. So no, I don't throw away anything.
Spoken like a true Marcellus, the artist.
No, there are things that I just dump. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, in terms of this pandemic, and especially for all of us that are artists and how we've been navigating, I feel like everyone's had a unique way of taking this on outside of the fact that we've all been communicating more so through the screen more often. But for you, what has transpired in the last 2 years? What has been happening with you, and how do you feel right now?
Well, I think like most people, I'm optimistic that we can get over this pandemic, and well, maybe some people are not optimistic, but yeah, I keep hoping that we'll get there, and then everything will be better, and we'll all be happy, and everything will change. I don't know. I mean, in terms of my work, I could be getting more work. Things are kind of slow now, but I'm busy doing music with my band. We're completing the overdubs for our new record, and we're gearing up for a show this Saturday at Rockwood Music Hall at 7 p.m. 26th of February.
Awesome.
Yeah, this Saturday.
Wow.
And and we're also doing this recording thing. Did you hear about this? I don't think I told you direct. Maybe I did. It's pretty cool. It's this thing where next month we go into Greenpoint, the studio, and we record directly to disc, like they did in the 50s or the 40s.
Wow.
You play live and it goes directly to the disc. It's not digital or tape or anything. And a bunch of people have pre-ordered which songs they want us to do. So if someone says we want Life Is Still Sweet, then we record it with my band, and then they get a single of that performance. Nobody else gets it. It's a one-of-a-kind thing. You didn't hear about this?
What?
No.
What?
Is it all signed?
Oh my God! I haven't. Sorry, I didn't read email this week.
Okay. Is it all booked up? Is it all booked up? Can people still order the songs?
There's a few slots still left for us to record songs. Yeah.
And it could be any song. Any song?
No, they asked us to provide a list, so we have
right. So out of the so we can do any of that. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
what?
It's for people like if you need a turntable, or maybe not, but you get a 45 single, which is cool.
That's so cool.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then so we have to say like, okay, hi everybody, this song goes out to Shanali. I mean, it's not to everybody, it's just directly to you.
That's amazing.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and there's no other duplicate.
Wow.
And they're auctioning it off. I mean, how are they making money? Like, are you making money? Like,
yeah. The pre-orders cost $25. So then the company gets some, and I think we get some. So that's how it goes.
That's so cool.
Can I get a family and friends rate on that? I'm just joking, Mars.
Sure.
That's very reasonable.
Yeah, of course. But there's like it's only 3 hours, so there's like 25 tops, songs.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Is like, how long is your booking session? How long is your session time? That's really awesome.
That's amazing. I have a question. I mean, I have so many questions.
I should just mention what it's called. Can I mention it?
Yeah, please.
Least of All, and it's spelled LEESTAVALL.
Say that again. LEE.
Yeah, it's like I didn't make it up, but it's this company. You go to their website and then you'll find us on there and you can order.
I love it.
Wow. Um, question is, I feel like I learned a lot, even though I've known so much about you as a friend, as an artist, through seeing this documentary. But did you watch back and learn anything about yourself? I mean, I know you did, but like, what are the feelings like when I know it probably makes you cringe. That's a thing that happens when you're seeing yourself speak about your own art. But are there, new paths, new like openings from seeing
Mm.
your career, and hearing yourself?
That's a good question, but I'm not sure the answer. I mean, like
Hmm.
it's a little scary to try to wrap it up in a bow, in a box.
Yeah,
Say
yeah,
that's my career, it's done or whatever. So you have to,
yeah.
I have to envision the process as continuing. Like
Right,
like I
right.
can't
You're like, yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, there's no ending in that. To me, it's just like this is what an artist, a thriving artist, does, and is nonstop, and is like even that comment about I didn't get fucked up. I was just so like into my work, and that's real. I've
Well,
witnessed
yeah, and
that
I
from
mean,
you. I've
your
seen you
life
be
seemed,
uptight at
yeah.
clubs.
Okay. So now I'm gonna go.
I'm just joking.
But
probably
I,
some
but I,
fucked up too.
I'm
but it seemed like Mars. It's like we've seen each other out, like not just like out like at bars and stuff, but I've seen you out literally in the city. Like we ran in each other
Yeah,
like in Midtown, like near the Grand Central, like hustle and bustle, and there you were, like boom, and then you ran into somebody that you knew. Like we literally had this New York City moment where it was just like boom, 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 and then our world shut down, our city shut down, like the pandemic happened, and I think it's a fair question to ask, like, you know in the absence of that hustle and bustle
yeah, yeah.
where I found, like, you perhaps found yourself in, did you I don't know if impacting your creativity, or did you source your creativity from someplace else?
Um, well, I mean, that's a good question. But when we had lockdown per se, I was out on my bike riding around the empty streets of the city, and actually I remember at the time really enjoying the architecture of the city.
Mm-hmm.
More so than before. I was looking up and looking around, but that's different. I mean, you're right. I do thrive on chance meetings with people on the street, and just seeing random passersby, and and yeah, getting inspired by that.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I hear you, because like even from I do feel like I experienced the city in a different way during those months of like severe lockdown, and
yeah,
part of there was a lot of silver lining, and my shift in my perspective changed as well. So I hear you on that.
yeah,
I know that I think it's perhaps because of like the different rhythms of life or something, where other artists who just felt like their creativity was like kind of flowing and just like kind of in it, like somehow it's just like I don't feel as creative as I used to, like during the, I don't know.
oh yeah, yeah. No, I struggled. Yeah, I felt a certain pointlessness to everything for
Ah,
some reason, and I recognized that we all were kind of struggling with that. But then I got worried that maybe it's like a midlife crisis kind of thing, and yeah, I wasn't sure what it was, because I used to be so motivated, and I'm less so now, and that's probably to be expected. But I'm looking for a way to reignite some things nowadays.
Yeah.
What,
When I
what's
say
that face?
yeah, I was, I think like figuring that out in the past 2 years, like figuring out what that sort of lack of motivation, uh, the source of that, and like
Yeah,
being thrown off and thinking,
yeah,
oh, it's me, or it's what's going on in the world, or it's,
yeah,
I don't know what to do. Um, I'm with you. I feel hopeful. I felt similarly like paralyzed. Mine was
yeah,
paralyzed. Like I just did a song within 6 months, or for me, it's very slow to write a song. And,
yeah, yeah,
um, but I just as your friend, I don't see you're always creating, you're always thinking, and like
That's
it's a
true.
part of who you are.
Yeah.
eh,
But,
You
like
know,
other things, like the collapse of the music industry, where people are no longer buying music. There are no longer record companies dying to sign artists. There are no longer magazines. They're all dying themselves to hire illustrators. These are things that are not pandemic related that are affecting me, and only me.
yeah.
No, I mean,
No,
I
you're
mean,
right.
so those are other
Yeah,
things.
yeah, there was an article in the Atlantic that says that old music, like new music, is just like slowly collapsing in on of itself in terms of people aren't buying new music, and
Yeah.
like young people today are buying old music. I don't know if
Oh,
I feel like the pandemic had something to do with that, but like my
Hmm.
16-year-old niece bought a Pixies Doolittle album recently. You know what I mean? They're
yeah.
listening to 90s artists, and yeah, it's a unique space, but I still think you're an artist that creates because you can't help it, and that's, you're right, in terms of financial return and being like able to distribute it in a way like we used to. It's weird that it's not the same. It's totally different. It's
Yeah.
true in
Yeah.
magazines, but this is the time to figure out what it's gonna be. You're gonna do like you've done. Remember when you did the cutouts in Union Square? Like your art's been in Macy's windows. Like it's like crazy how your art. There was that one mural in the Lower East Side. Like you've done so many things with your art. It's like it's very cool that you figured that out. Most artists are very jealous of your career, and that's only because they appreciate it and they wished they could, be as successful as you. I
Yeah,
know those
I do
people.
feel lucky. I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of things have come my way, and I've had a lot of opportunities. I feel lucky. Yeah.
yeah,
We have
yeah.
another question coming in from Mia. What is an illustration opportunity you would now consider that you never thought you would as an artist?
Hmm.
Ooh.
Well, that I never thought I would. It's hard for me to think of something I never would think of.
Well, maybe like drawing Christian for the cover of like GQ.
Oh yeah, like a naked painting of Christian. Like, would you consider that now?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
No, but
for the for the
yeah,
right
like an,
paycheck, yeah.
oh, okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Well, like John Cougar, this is good. Like I love this story, but John Cougar was really like, I don't want to sell my music on like a car commercial. I know this is like a gazillionaire that we're talking about, but Bob Dylan, I heard him say that Bob Dylan was like, what is wrong with you, man? Like, do it. Like, spread your
Hmm.
music. Like, what, I don't care if it's a car commercial, what it is, sell, like, put it out there. And Bob Dylan does do that, right? I thought that was interesting. Like, somehow you feel like Bob Dylan has some wisdom that you may not. There's something there to like, why not?
Yeah.
I don't, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. There's two sides of every argument.
Yeah. Okay,
We
smart
so
Alec. Here's
oh yeah,
yeah,
go for it, Chanel.
a question from Amy. Oh, and Amy also says she has her Mad magazines too that she peruses. That's what
Oh, cool.
it's like a collection from the 70s of Mad magazines. So was Marcellus working on the art for a comic book recently? I think I saw some black and white images on his IG.
Yeah. During the pandemic, actually, I felt so lucky because this guy in Portugal who has put on exhibits of my work and has printed a comic book for me in past years, suddenly emailed me and said, "Would you like to make another comic book?" And I thought, this is perfect for the pandemic. Now I have this job to work on, a 32-page booklet. So I worked on it, I completed it, and then he got into some financial, the pandemic affected his comic book store / publishing house, and he got into a slump. And I think emotionally it affected him a lot too. He was sort of acknowledging that
Wow.
he was drained and he didn't have the energy. And so anyway, that's to be to be seen. I mean, coming. I hope he keeps telling me that it's going to be printed soon, or that it is printed, and he has to finalize it. But I hope to announce soon in this year that it will be ready for distribution, for sale, whatever.
Cool. I'm feeling just seeing you. I know we're on a Zoom screen, but you're someone that I've played shows with, hung out, like you're my friend, and I haven't been able to be with you, and I'm feeling like it's gonna happen
We
soon.
should do a show together.
Yes, I'm ready. I
We
mean,
play some music.
I'm leaving for a little while to make art, to be
Okay. Yeah.
inspired
Right.
to like,
That's so cool.
right?
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this, ladies and gentlemen. Off the grid for a little while.
Woo!
And my last hang is with you guys, which is super
Wow.
special. But Mars, I want to say it again. I can't say it enough. What you created, what you do from a long time ago, from my first time that I heard your music, not knowing you're an incredible illustrator, all of it is very special to me. To the point that I just want I got rid of all these books, but everything by Marcellus Hall is either scanned or in on my wall or on my coffee table. So
I'm honored.
and this is, yeah, I've gotten rid of some big names, just so you know. And I'm not going to say them here because they would be offended. But this documentary, we had comments like Debbie Shea, Lisa Delarios, Anne Lanier. Everyone is just like, this is so good.
Oh.
Debbie Shea is like, fabulous. I want to see some more.
Totally.
Anne was like, it's unbelievably great. All hearts. Just, I just saw John Yu. This link. This documentary was excellent. Loved the Lou Reed story and the illustrations. Yeah, people just really, really loved it. And thank you so much for sharing. And I'm sorry that I kicked you out and all that happened.
No, that was probably my fault.
It's par
So
for the
we need to.
course.
So we have a few moments still to try to get one of your songs performed live on a 45. That's what you just said, right? So I think the
Least of all.
least of all, and then the show is Saturday night at
Rockwood.
Rockwood.
Yeah, and
God.
I posted all of this. Not, I mean, you have to search, I guess, but it's on my Instagram, and it's also on
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
about
Oh,
least of all
cool.
and about the show. Yeah.
Oh, Mars,
Hmm.
one of your bandmates, mine too, Joachim Kearns.
Great
He's got a
Barrington.
question. Great Barrington. Mars, what's the craziest thing that's happened to you while you were out in the world making art? Maybe somewhere on the street in New York City?
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
man.
a juicy question.
He's told me some stories.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
what something. I think this is not crazy, but I remember sitting down to draw on the subway and realizing the guy across from me was also an artist with a sketch.
You were drawing each other. And it's true. Maybe I'm thinking of things that not necessarily are while you're making art. You've
Okay.
just had a number of crazy. We all New Yorkers have had some crazy moments, but
Oh,
I'm
you mean the
definitely.
guy masturbating on the train?
Oh, well, that would be one.
No.
That would
Yeah,
be
Mars.
one.
I just got up and went to another car.
Sounds like that could almost be a PSA. You
Yeah.
know, good way to end our show.
Well, Mars, thank you again for celebrating our 100th episode. And all of you, thank you for being here. It's very special. We're
It is.
proud.
Yeah.
You
You
guys
know,
should be. Congratulations.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Marcellus.
We are I feel like we need to celebrate moments in our lives that we probably take for granted. And this is one that I didn't want to pass up. And the two of you are hugely important to me. So thank you both so
Thank you,
much.
Shanali.
And Mars will share all this information. And I can't wait to play a show with you soon.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Thank
Do it.
you. Do you want to say
Bye.
anything to your fans before you head out?
Peace and love, right?
Peace and
Yes.
love to all of you. And on that note,
All
Yeah.
right.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you, Mars.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
bye.
Oh, wait. No. Ah, where's Christian? Well, Justin, you want to come back on here? I don't know where Christian just left. I don't know what he did. But
Who
that was so
knows?
awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. It was like such a great documentary, and people really loved it. And I love seeing what you guys put together. You did a great job of capturing Mars. I know you put it together, but it was really fun to share tonight. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. It was,
Yeah.
I'm happy that we got to do it. So. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that you guys are letting the intern have part of the 100th show. So.
Yeah, we want
Oh,
to celebrate you too. I don't know where Christian, where did he go? Um, I'm just gonna call him out. But that's all right. Um, yeah, I want to congratulate you again and thank you for being Justin the intern for 100 episodes and all that you've done. You're super important to me, and the work you've done was just wonderful. It was just awesome.
oh yeah,
So,
no problem. I mean, it's fun coming here every month and hanging out with you guys and meeting the hundreds of amazing people that you know as well. I mean,
well,
whenever
thank
you
you
want,
guys.
I'm here.
And thank all of you for your great questions. Joaquin, Amy, Mia, I know that Ramona, Tash, Anne. There's just so many people that thank you so much. I know we were both on two channels at the same time, so we really thank you. And oh, look, he's going to come say bye. He's going to come say bye.
Oh,
He's,
Christian's back.
oh, thank you, Christian. Thanks for saying bye with us all on the air. I
Hello.
He's definitely in his West Coast brain because I mean we didn't congratulate Justin and thank him for all he did. It's like
I know.
amazing.
I hit it too quick. What can I say? It's been a tech miasma.
Well, I just thanked him for everything and how beautiful that documentary turned out, and so many people were touched, and I just thank you for 100 episodes. Thank
Thanks
you
for
both.
inviting me back to this moment, Justin. It was a beautiful documentary. I hope that you have more projects like this. You have a really you have a way of bringing out the essence of people and telling their stories. So it was remarkable. So yeah, a really great way to celebrate our show, which is all about people's stories and celebrating each other. So Shanali, kudos to you. You look fantastic. I need to get a collar like that
Thank you.
myself. I need to rock it. Rock
That
the
is fancy.
We should do that together. This is just for the show. Well, love you all and thank you so much, and we'll be back
Thank you, everyone.
next month. All right. Happy 100. Bye.
Bye.